right, so now that the final saga is ramping up towards the end of One Piece, we're getting a lot more insight into the mysteries of the One Piece world. And there's three things in particular that I want to talk about. It's Joy Boy, the Ancient Kingdom, and Devil Fruits. So why were the 20 kingdoms so opposed against the Ancient Kingdom? And it's because people fear what they don't understand, and most likely the ancient kingdom came from out of this world, and I mean literally from out of this world. Now, I'm sure everyone is aware of Nell's Great Space Operation cover story. By now, we see the Shandians, the Birkins, Skypeans, and also they were leaving the moon a long time ago due to natural resources on the moon being depleted. So I believe this is where the birth of the ancient kingdom came in, and it was when they went to the Blue Sea. They took their ancient technology from the moon down to the Blue Sea and started the ancient kingdom pre-Void Century, obviously. So this is probably 100, 200 years before the actual Void Century started. If you go back and watch one of my videos, I talk about the ancient weapons actually being used for terraforming planets that don't have enough natural resources, okay? So if you go watch that video, I'm going to drop the link down below. It's not crucial, but you can watch it if you want, just to get a little bit more insight into this theory, because I'm not going to re-explain all the terraforming stuff. So one thing that I find interesting is they call Joy Boy the first pirate, as if no one before Joy Boy had set out to sea, traveled the seas on a boat. And it makes you wonder if things such as ships even existed before the ancient kingdom, and did the ancient kingdom create ships? And they were the first people, or Joy Boy was the first person to set out to sea and travel and visit the 20 different nations. So Vegapunk's theory, he mentions he can't decide who's right or wrong in the Void Century War, and Rayleigh said a similar thing because he said the Straw Hats might come to a different conclusion than what him and Roger and the Roger Pirates came to. So I think this line of thinking by Vegapunk and Rayleigh is due to the Ancient Kingdom wanting to terraform the planet. In a good way, of course, but maybe the blue planet back then, or our main One Piece planet, was lacking natural resources. So once the 20 kingdoms learned of the Ancient Kingdom's plan to terraform the planet, they would be highly against this. And this is where I believe the war for the ancient weapons started between the ancient kingdom and the 20 other nations. And Joy Boy said that he wanted the future generations to inherit the ancient weapons. And by future generations, I'm talking about different kingdoms other than the ancient kingdoms, such as Fishman Island and Arabasta. So the world government getting their hands on the ancient weapons and misusing them is probably what caused the whole planet to flood, or for the water levels to rise enough for the planet to flood. So the ancient weapons being controlled by like Shirahoshi through lineage factor is just some type of technology that we don't understand yet. The 20 kingdoms may have sought different means to combat the ancient kingdom. So they might have sought out through summoning magic, black magic, summoning yokais, demons, gods to combat the ancient kingdom. So we get this idea thrown at us in Film Red. I know this is like being a dead horse. Film Red came out a while ago now, but in Film Red, the Demon King of Songs is summoned using the Uta Uta no Mi, which Uta has, and literally Demon King, it's right there. So even though it's not the main One Piece timeline, who's to say we've seen the yokai, Gorosei, we've seen Imu, so we know there's demons in the One Piece world. So it's not too far fetched that Imu is a Demon King of sorts. So one interesting detail that I noticed, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but the Gorosei never referred to Luffy as Joy Boy. They only referred to him as Nika. But in the most recent chapter, 1125, Imu refers to Luffy as Joy Boy. So what if thousands of years ago, there actually was yokais, gods, other deities that lived in the One Piece world, and one of them was Nika, and then the other ones were the Gorosei yokai forms and whatever Imu turns out to be. And this is also the same thing with the giants. They refer to Luffy as Nika, not Joy Boy. So we know that the sun god Nika is a separate entity to Joy Boy, and it's got me thinking that the Gorosei for the original sun god Nika, not the goddess, not the actual people like Saturn, Nosturo, Ethan, whatever, not those guys, but the actual yokais, and maybe they retain their memories, or maybe they retain their memories of sorts and they can remember battling Nika. And I'm thinking the Gorosei weren't even around, or the yokai that the Gorosei possess weren't even around for the Void Century, and they were summoned post Void Century as sorts of advisors to Imu. So with Imu, I'm thinking that when they were mucking around with black magic, summoning circles, the Twin Kingdoms were successful in summoning a demon yokai, but there was only one king selected for the yokai demon to possess, and that king was Saint Imu Narona. So if the world was potentially ruled by yokais and gods and demons, whatever, we get a little bit of a hint back to it in Wano because when the Gorosei were discussing the Hito Hito no Mi mythical model Nika, they said the fruit is nothing but a legend even for them now. So this is kind of implying that they knew Nika a long time ago, not the Gorosei as the people, but the actual yokai. So these beings, these gods, these yokais, demons, I'm thinking their powers come from different dimensions, whether it's the underworld or wherever, and people have unintentionally been drawing up on these powers, wishing for things like devil fruits, like, oh, I wish I had this power, like Vegapunk explained, oh, I wish I had this power, I wish I had this power. And they're actually drawing up on this magic unintentionally, and they're spawning devil fruits into the world. And this is unnatural. Like, for example, they keep wishing and wishing for Nika, and Nika will just keep returning because they're drawing up on Nika's power, probably from another dimension or another realm, where they went after they all vanished or died or whatever. And this is why I think these yokai were summoned by Imu as like advisors, so to speak, because these unnatural things were happening in the main One Piece world, and there was devil fruit spawning because they're drawing upon these yokai's powers from different dimensions. Now, as for the demon that possesses Imu, I did mention in my previous video, I thought Imu was a salamander of a salamander yokai of sorts. And to back up this theory, I did a little bit of reading up on some Chinese mythology gods, demon kings. So there is a demon king called the Saurian Demon King. Now, I'm probably going to butcher this name, but Jiao Mo Wang is the name of this demon king, also known as the Great Sage of the Seas and one of the sworn seven brothers of Sun Wukong from the Journey to the West, which I think is loosely based off the sun god Nika. Well, Nika is based off Sun Wukong, which ties into Luffy's name, family name, Monkey D. Luffy. And as for Imu being the Saurian Demon King or Jiao, he had like a dragon-like head. He was scaly body, like a salamander. And I think Saurian translates to salamander in some cases. But also to mention, in this photo, you can see that Jiao has the three skulls similar to the Blackbeard pirates, Jolly Roger, and everything's three with Blackbeard. So maybe in the future, Blackbeard is going to get Imu's yokai demon transformation. As for this photo, I'm not sure if this is from the original work, so I'm not too sure how accurate all these details are about Jiao. If Imu does turn out to be Jiao or a similar demon to Jiao and be the great sage of the seas, this would tie to all the theories of Imu being a yokai, demon, devil, water god, whatever. So this could be a further boost his theory that Imu can control, has like sea prism stone powers or whatever. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to ramble on for a bit. I just moved into a new house. I made a video in a while, so I didn't really know what to talk about. But with all this recent stuff in the chapters and with the just recent anime episode today, we've seen Imu speak for the first time, which sounded really, I don't know, it was really strange. Like, it kind of sounded like an alien that's been smoking for thousands of years, has this voice, but that kind of ambiguous because their voices are kind of muffled, so you can't really tell if it's male or female. But I'm I'm gonna lock in that Imu is definitely male, but don't hold me to that, please. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.